One of the words that I don't use very often, especially on this podcast, is the words be careful or cautious. So I want you to understand today's podcast is all about coming out of adversity, wishing for how you want things to be, and I'll see you on the inside.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Hey, thanks for coming back to the show. I greatly appreciate listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's growing every day, and I thank you for liking. I thank you for sharing, listening, downloading. Greatly appreciate it, and please do that. Please hit download so you don't miss an episode of the No Comfort Zone. Success and motivation from the No Comfort Zone. And just so you know, the No Comfort Zone is me. I'm the No Comfort Zone. I tell you my successes, I tell you my failures, and kind of give you a rough idea what's going on in my day-to-day. And maybe, just maybe, that might help you get out of your comfort zone so that you can start living on purpose based on my lessons in life that I've learned and also that I'm learning and that I'm helping other people with. And if you are interested in getting after your goals, I mean, really, truly accomplishing something in 2021 and really making a difference in your life and the people's lives around you from whatever aspect you're looking at, do me a favor. Go to launchwithdan.com. Get on my calendar so that we can start a conversation. I'll call you at a time that's convenient for me, and I'll give you a copy of the blueprint and we can talk about it. Because I know this. I know that if you have an addiction issue, a mental health issue, if you're dealing with adversity in your life and you need that person to talk to and help you get on the straight and narrow, it might not be an easy conversation, but it'll definitely be a worthwhile conversation because all those adversities and all those problems that you went through, there's information there that's going to help you become successful and the more ideal version of yourself. Listen, the success that you're looking for in your life, you have it all right in front of you. The blueprint helps you build on the success that you already have, whether you know it or not. So that's what I hope you do. And if you want to connect with me via email, dan@thenocomfortzone.com. dan@thenocomfortzone.com. 3 things you're looking to get after and 3 things or adversity that you've been dealing with and the reasons why you might not be getting there. I'll give you the blueprint and I will help you get along. Now, on with the show. I woke up this morning to a phone call. A person has been desperately looking to change occupations for the past, I would say year. For the past year. And it came with here's kind of the backstory. There's a supervisor, there's an employee. This is not my line of business. This is completely different. This is in like the secretary manager type world. And the manager does not really like working with this other employee. And it's known. So they're doing things, they're maneuvering to make this person get out. And it's a shame because the person is a really good person from what I've known, and I've known them for about 10 years. And while asking for my advice, what do? I said, it's time to jump ship. It's time to change careers. It's time for you to get out of your comfort zone where you're at and get rid of that adversity. And it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to pick up the shovel and start working somewhere else. And in doing so, it's taken a long time to get there, but found a wonderful company and a wonderful opportunity, created a position for this person, and accepted the position last night via email. And why am I telling you all this? Because this morning, the comfort zone kicked in. The person saying, well, I like my time off where I'm at, or I can deal with this. And it's the unknown because the person wasn't given a lateral position. The person was given a management position. So I say be careful or be cautious, not often, but when I say it, be careful what you wish for. Because if you're in a position as an employee or as wherever you're at in your relationship, which is whatever you're at, and if you want to level up, there's different levels of problems at that level. And one of those is actually just not knowing the position, not knowing what to do. And this person is going from being responsible for one position and the daily task in that position as an executive assistant, secretary. I don't even know what you call them anymore. But when you have that, what ends up happening is you get familiar, you get comfortable. 10 years go by and you realize that, and then now you realize you got some people around you that you don't want to talk to anymore, and it's time to leave. It's time to move on. It's time to go to the next chapter of your life. And it is going to be different. There's going to be challenges. But now this person's going to be, because of the interview process, because of what they went through, now they're going to be responsible for, I think, 24 people and multiple accounts, like an account representative, and they're in a management role. And they created the position based on the multiple interviews they've had with her. And the phone call this morning was basically one of terror. Oh my God, what am I doing? I'm concerned about my benefits. I'm concerned about my packages. But the reality is this: they're just concerned with doing something different. And I want to let you know here on this podcast that whether it was me leaving Virginia, where I was at, and quite frankly comfortable, I was doing very well in Virginia, and I loved Virginia. But because of some adversity that I was dealing with, I figured the furthest place that I can go to say that I'm worthy and worthwhile, that I have a sense of significance, is if I moved on my own to Hawaii. The furthest place I could think of from where Virginia was. I could have went to Alaska. I think it's even further, but Hawaii was nicer. I like the warm weather and the beaches. And I did. And I got out of my comfort zone and I moved there. But like I said before in the podcast, when I first started doing this ages ago, is when you do it for the wrong reasons, you eventually show up again. And I did it for the wrong reasons, and the version of myself showed up in Hawaii, and I had similar problems. Now, fast forward, I decided to become a better version of myself, and I moved back to the Midwest, back to familiarity with my family. And I moved back for all the right reasons, but unfortunately, I didn't work on myself, and that version of myself showed up. And with that version of myself working really hard, having an unbalanced life, trying to figure things out, not watching my monies, not watching my relationship, not paying attention to me, what ended up happening was a reality check came. And when it came, it was too big for me to handle, and I decided to check out. Yes, I've said it here on the podcast multiple times. I got to a point where I didn't want to live with it anymore, and I just made a decision. I am out. And that didn't work. So I'm a failure at that, thank God. So after the coma and putting myself back together, I realized that, you know what? I need to get a little uncomfortable, but I don't want to risk anymore. And for the next 10 years or so, I decided to play it safe. And I was dying on the inside. I decided to, about 3 years ago, started to take some drastic measures and risk and documented the blueprint. What do I need to do to architect my life to be the way that I want it? What version of myself do I want to be? What level of success do I want to have? In fact, what are my ideals? Where do I want to go? And who do I want to do it with? I always said this, and I learned this from a sales training tape a long time ago, I think from Tony Robbins. You know, your brain will answer any question you ask it. So just make sure you ask high quality questions. And I asked myself, how can I have the life that I want, pursuing my goals and being fulfilled inside, while helping others along the way? And doing it in less time than everybody else while maximizing my income? That's a huge question. Well, when you ask a complex question like that, it's really simple. But when you ask a complex question, a lot of different answers come up. But remember, your brain is going to figure out how to stay safe, how to stay secure, how to be careful, how to be cautious. So you have to get out of the pattern of predictability, and you have to start directing your life in the manner in which you want it to be. When you're sitting in your car, and let's say a cat walks by on the outside, your car doesn't see the cat, you see the cat. And that's the way it goes when it comes to you. If you want to work out, well, get your body moving to go work out. You control it, not an autopilot. And that's the problem with the comfort zone. So the person that I'm dealing with is freaking out because now they've got the dream job. They've got the job they've wanted. They worked hard for it. They've gone through the adversity and the opportunity has presented itself. And now fear and anxiety and terror have taken over. Oh my gosh, I just accepted the position. What do I do now? Ladies and gentlemen, what you need to do is do not proceed with caution. At this point, when all the momentum you have, proceed with reckless abandon. Go for it. All the lights are there. As Matt McConaughey's book, Green Lights, it's a great book, by the way. I should put the link in here. It's a great book. Green light, man. Go. It's all good. Just keep going. You got the momentum. And even if there's a hiccup along the way, once you've made the decision, you feel a little bit better. And that's what this life is all about. Finding an opportunity, just one opportunity, feel better for a moment. for whatever that moment is, because you've worked hard, you've earned it. There was a beer commercial, maybe even a cigarette commercial. I don't know what it was, but I love it, man. And I love it. And the commercial tagline was this: "You've come a long way, baby." Maybe that might be the podcast episode. I don't know. But anyway, I like it. So I think that in dealing with this person, the blueprint, they got to go back to step one. Become aware of where you're at. Identify what it is that you really want out of life. Decide what you're willing to do and then take action. And now that you've taken action, enjoy it. Enjoy what's going to happen next. You've been sprinting uphill for a long time. Keep moving forward. Proceed with reckless abandon. It's okay. As Matt would say, green light. So anyway, that's my podcast for today. I hope it finds you well. I hope you got a little morsel or a little bit of information that might give you a little bit of help along the way, so that in reality you can really start living the life that you want. And also, just as important, you can start getting out of your comfort zone and living on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at No Comfort Zone 1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.